read yesterday, إِنَّمَا ذَلِكُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that it is none but shaitan, يُخَوِّفُ أَوْلِيَاءَهُ, who frightens you of his friends. فَلَا تَخَافُوهُمْ وَخَافُونِ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ, so do not fear them but fear me if you are believers. So khawf is something which is fear, which is natural, and it happens to the best and the most pious of people. It is not that if somebody is beloved in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or if they've worked on their batin, as was mentioned in the previous ayat, and they said that because they had ihsan and because they had taqwa, they said hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel, they relied on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not that these people did not have fear. Even the Sahaba had fear. In fact, even the prophets have fear. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, it is a very famous story about him that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to put down his stick on the ground, it became into a big snake. And then when he was asked to hold it, it comes in narration that he was a little afraid. So fear is something natural. It's not that you are very muttaqi or you have a high level of iman, so you will not have any fear at all. No, fear is something natural. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not let that fear overcome or overpower the believers, the beloved people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so happened in this case that the shaitan tried to make the believers afraid of the big gathering, the jesh or the army of kuffar. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that this is basically shaitan who tries to make you afraid. فَلَا تَخَافُوهُمْ وَخَافُونِ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ, do not be afraid of them, but fear me if you are mu'min. وَلَا يَحْزُنْكَ الَّذِينَ يُسَارِعُونَ فِي الْكُفْرِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that those who hasten towards kufr, وَلَا يَحْزُنْكَ الَّذِينَ يُسَارِعُونَ فِي الْكُفْرِ, do not grieve them, those people who hasten towards kufr. So this is the people who, basically the munafiqeen, even the smallest of hardship would come and they would run towards kufr. They would want to give up their iman and run towards kufr. And that caused a grief to the Prophet ﷺ. Similar is the state of anyone who is calling people towards goodness and they show some signs, some inclination towards goodness, but then they tend to run away. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the Prophet ﷺ, do not grieve over them. That should not make your heart hurt. That should not hurt your heart. إِنَّهُمْ لَن يَضُرُّوا اللَّهَ شَيْئًا. With their running away from goodness, with their running away from iman, they are not going to harm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even in the tiniest bit. يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ أَلَّا يَجْعَلَ لَهُمْ حَظًّا فِي الْآخِرَةِ. You see them running away and you are aggrieved by it, but it is the will, it is the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want to give them even the tiniest share in akhirah. يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ أَلَّا يَجْعَلَ لَهُمْ حَظًّا فِي الْآخِرَةِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want to give them anything in the akhirah. وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ, and not only that they will not get any part of goodness in the akhirah, but وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ, they will have a painful, a huge, a great punishment. Now the reason why these people do it, وَلَا يَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّمَا نُمْلِي لَهُمْ خَيْرٌ لِأَنفُسِهِمْ. These people who are disbelieving, they should not think that the relief that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving them in this world. So in Uhud, the people who stayed back, apparently they saved their lives, right? And this is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala till the eternity, till the end of this world, that those people who run away from deen or run away from hardship, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them a relief, an apparent relief. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that they should not think that we are giving them relief in this world, that is something good for them. That relief that we are giving them is not good for them. إِنَّمَا نُمْلِي لَهُمْ لِيَزْدَادُوا إِثْمًا. Through this respite, we are giving them time so that they may only increase in their sin. So we give them time, they think that they found relief, they found comfort, but through this they will continuously keep on increasing in bad deeds, increasing in their sin. وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ مُهِينٌ, and then we will finally give them a punishment that will humiliate them, a humiliating punishment that will humiliate them before everyone. So this is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that the people who do not believe, or the people who are away from deen, sometimes we find them living luxurious lives. This is not because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is happy with them. This is not because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them relief out of pleasure, but it is only that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is allowing them time so that they can increase in their sin, they have a very comfortable life, and then in the akhirah they have no share. ما كان الله ليذر المؤمنين على ما أنتم عليه حتى يميز الخبيث من الطيب وما كان الله ليطلعكم على الغيب ولكن الله يجتبي من رسله من يشاء فآمنوا بالله ورسله وإن تؤمنوا وتتقوا فلكم أجر عظيم. ما كان الله ليذر المؤمنين. Allah is not the one to leave the believers على ما أنتم عليه, in the state that you are. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to leave the believers the way they are. حتى يميز الخبيث من الطيب, until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala distinguishes the impure from the pure. So the people who do not have a pure belief and the people who have a pure belief, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to let that be. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make it a clear distinction between them. And how? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make it apparent over everyone. وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُطْلِعَكُمْ عَلَى الْغَيْبِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to do it by informing you. That Allah is not to inform you of the unseen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to give you the knowledge of ghaib, the unseen. How is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala going to do it? By putting you through trials and tribulations, through tests. When the test will come, it will become apparent that the people who do not have a pure belief in their heart, they will distinguish and make themselves distinct by running away. وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَجْتَبِي مِنْ رُسُلِهِ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Those people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses to make rusul, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can give them some knowledge. And this knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives is actually given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it cannot be called absolute knowledge of the unseen, because the absolute knowledge of the unseen lies only with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is not dependent on any means and which is perfect knowledge. The knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses, the part of knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses to give to His messengers, is dependent on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is given to them through a source, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself. فَآمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرُسُلِهِ وَإِن تُؤْمِنُوا وَتَتَّقُوا فَلَكُمْ أَجْرٌ عَظِيمٌ. So believe in Allah and His messengers, and if you believe and fear Allah, you will deserve a good reward, a great reward with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So those people who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, these people will get a great reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding of deen, make us those who stand firm in hardships. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, salatu wassalamu ala sayyidil mursalin, wa rabbana lana anfusana wa lam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Allahumma ij'alna min ahli al-Qur'an alladhi ahbaba wa khassatuhu sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqihi sayyidina wa mawlana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amin bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.